Hello,
Hello.
Did
what's
you just say
going on?
hello?
Did you say hello?
I said hello, but that's close enough.
It's been too long since I watched that movie.
It's
Are we saying
We could
it's
watch
are
it.
we saying Labyrinth is spooky season movie?
I
I
think
could be.
other people think it's spooky season movie, but I consider that an every time movie.
Mm.
An anytime movie? Of course it is.
We have a guest today. Our dad is back on
Oh,
the pod.
Yeah.
welcome back.
What's up? This is
We
round three for me.
Something like that.
I
I,
think so.
it's at least two
I think it's three.
because you did psych trivia and what was the other one?
Did we have him on for Rogue One?
No.
Yes.
Was it Rogue One?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny because we invited you on for Rogue One because it was one of your favorite movies, and we think it's your favorite movie. And we invited you on this one because it's a movie you talk about that you don't like.
Because I think it's a horrible. It's not a horrible movie. I
Mm.
hope I can even contribute today because you guys asked me to come on the pod. You asked me to watch the movie. I went above and beyond and watched the movies previous to this to get because I hadn't seen them in a long time. And now it's been like a week and a half since I watched it, and I don't know that I remember anything anymore.
And
That's how.
I think I watched it a week before you did. So I'm like it's been a minute as
All
well.
right.
But I have
It'll be
my
all me.
notes.
I
Becca
Yeah,
watched
can
it
help us.
yesterday,
yeah,
which is the
Becca will
reason.
tell us what happened then.
Yeah.
yeah. But before we get to that, Dad, we've been doing an agree disagree section, and I have curated a couple agree disagrees specifically because you are on
Mm.
today. So
And wait a minute, you want to know, are we in agreement?
are we in agreement? Yeah, we thought might as well play into what we've named this pod.
Yeah.
Because we say it all the time, but like in life, Beck and I disagree on everything, but then like when we're on the pod, we just somehow agree. There's like
And I don't
no
understand.
disagreements.
It's because
Like,
Becca's
So
she just placecates. She just
yeah.
goes with the flow.
but in real person, we don't agree ever.
At least you guys agree about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
There's one.
All
so
right, hit
I
me. What do you got?
we do just a we'll do like a countdown 3, 2, 1 and then just do a thumbs up, thumbs down if you agree or disagree with said statement. Okay, so the first statement, the main reason The Dark Knight Joker is so popular is because Heath Ledger died. Okay, three, two,
Three,
one.
three, two, one.
Disagree. Here's what I'll say before you put your 2 cents in. I I think he's an incredible character and I think he's really good. Do I think the popularity of him has been heightened because he died? Yes, but
I'll agree with that.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's the main reason.
Well, now you guys are again refresh my memory. How long was it from when the movie came out from when he died?
I don't know. I don't know.
Was
What
it
does
like weeks, months, years? I have no idea.
Let's do some Googling.
I think it was within the year because he got
Yeah,
nominated
yeah,
and he had already died when the Oscars.
yeah. I thought he just gave a solid performance. I think that's why, you know, he was popular.
He died in January of 2008, and the movie came out that same year. And I assume it came out after January.
Well, it might have been a summer movie.
Yeah,
It
so
came out in July.
Yeah,
yeah, so it came out after he died.
maybe it was the day he died.
I doubt it. January.
Yeah.
The movies come out in January? People
Yeah.
come in January
Well,
movies?
Yeah.
summer
Mean Girls came out in
blockbusters.
January.
What
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 did?
came out?
The Mean Girls movie musical.
Oh, I
Oh,
was there.
wow.
I'm aware.
That came out in January.
That's the movie on which you should base all classic release dates.
Yes, correct. Okay, next. Okay, this one takes, I have to like word it carefully. Becca will know what I'm talking about, but if you have questions, I can clarify before we agree or disagree. Based off of Palpatine saying Vader killed Padme, Vader believes he killed Padme when he choked her on Mustafar. Does that make sense?
Hold on. Say it again.
So,
Can I explain?
Padme, or not Padme, Palpatine tells Vader that, okay, oh, okay, Palpatine tells Vader that Vader killed Padme.
Wait a minute. Vader, or is he actually like helmeted Vader?
This is the scene.
Yes,
He's
Like
just
this
being
isn't
helmeted
Anakin
up.
before Vader.
No,
This
no,
is
no, no.
He
okay.
rips out of the whatever, and then he goes, "Where's Padme?" And Emperor Palpatine's like, "It seems in your anger you killed her," and he's like,
Oh yeah. I got you.
and it's
So
that bit.
based off him saying that, Vader believes he killed Padme when he choked her on Mustafar.
When he choked who?
Padme. So Padme comes in her own ship to go get Anakin when she finds out that Obi-Wan's like looking for him. Obi-Wan's hiding in the ship, right? They come out. Anakin's like, "Oh my gosh, Padme, my bestie," and they well actually they argue, but they're fine, right? Obi-Wan comes out and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you brought him here to kill me. You're a traitor." Chokes her. She's on the floor unconscious.
And you think that's what he was thinking? Like that's the moment he killed
This
her?
is what we're discussing.
That's
Ah.
the statement. So do
Does
you
Okay.
Darth
agree?
Vader
See, the reason
think
why I had to have you guys refresh me is because this is another movie that I have blocked out of my brain as one not worth remembering at all.
that one is pretty good? That's a pretty good
Episodes
one.
episodes 1 through 3, I can go, nah,
3 is pretty
next.
good.
Okay. That's okay. So what
Count
do you
us
think,
down,
Hannah?
Hannah. Count us down.
Well, we'll do 3, 2, 1. Agree, disagree. Okay, are you ready? Have
Yeah.
you? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, you agree with Becca.
Yes.
I
Okay.
don't think, okay, I don't think, because he's like, oh, I felt her. I like knew she was alive. So he says that, I'm thinking because she did die of a broken heart. So,
Is that what caused it?
That's what
yeah,
the doctor says.
she just died. So, I'm thinking that after after the whole Mustafar thing, Vader still thinks that she dies of whatever because of him turning to the dark side, not him choking her there because he can feel her, so like he knows she is alive after he chokes her.
I disagree though. I think that he thinks that he killed Palpatine. No. That he killed Padme when Palpatine tells him. Because
Yeah.
like because when he is told
He's in the
that
moment.
immediately, he's like, "No, I felt
He's an
like I
angry
felt her."
boy.
But like he doesn't he's like he thinks he can feel her now. Like he's not I feel like he's denying that
Okay, but
she's dead,
Hannah,
not that he killed
Becca
her
brings
then.
up a little point here. Like, the Jedi, what
I'm
happens when
familiar.
some of them die? They just fade away, and then like the other Jedi can like sense they sense these other people, whether alive or dead,
That's
Yeah.
or
what
only a
happens
lot people who are
multiple times
alive.
in the movie.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. Because he sensed her being alive after he choked her, and then he like goes through the process of being Vader, which in during that process she actually dies. So that he's like busy and he can't feel her. So then when he's like conscious and like comes to, he's like, "Where's Padme? I don't feel her
Here
anymore."
is the reason why I think what I do is Palpatine's line is in your anger you killed her, more or less. He says in your anger, right? He's not saying like he's telling him one, it was your fault, and also you already killed her like before you fought, right? The only time he could have done that was when he choked her, because he immediately went into battle with Obi-Wan and then
Agreed.
turned
Well,
into Vader.
and
Okay,
and then I think it's that because, like I said, he's an emotional dude and like is always angry and you know, and like that's how he reacts, like with pain and anger and like a child, really. And so, of course, when someone tells him bad news, he's gonna flip out and think the worst.
when does Palpatine find out that Padme is dead? Do we
Here's
know
what I
this?
don't know, because here's what I don't know. They have a funeral in the movie. How it goes is he gets left for dead. Obi-Wan goes back. There's a bit of Obi-Wan with Padme, right? Then it cuts to Palpatine finds Anakin, takes him away. Then it goes back to Padme. She dies, and then it goes back to Vader, and there's a funeral, and I don't remember if it's before or after uh they show Vader coming back out.
I don't remember a
But
funeral.
yeah, she's in like this glass case, and there's like flowers all around her
Just
because she
just
was
like Snow White.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do they think she died of? Because nope. Because
Obviously, a broken heart. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Wait,
guess that's like
does she have
crazy.
like finger marks on her neck from Oh
No.
wait, Vader doesn't actually touch her,
Yeah.
right? He's like
Yeah.
force
Okay,
grab.
I can see how your point makes sense, if only because because depending on when Palpatine finds out Padme is dead, if he doesn't find out until like after he says that to Vader, it doesn't make sense for him to say that
Well, he's
because
manipulative.
well, but because if he doesn't know that she's 100% dead, then he's just like taking a
He would
chance.
totally do that though.
Yeah, just to make him even more angry and
Let's say I'm Palpatine, right?
remember,
I
use
just
your
got a
anger.
cool new sidekick, and I need him to forget about his old girlfriend. I tell her she's dead,
Yeah.
right? Two things.
But it would be
Number
so
one,
easy for
she
him to find out if she actually wasn't
well,
dead.
that's what I'm saying. You either I feel like Palpatine was like, I'll just go kill her, or she's gonna be in hiding. Those are the situations, because Obi-Wan goes in hiding and he assumes that everyone else is well, he doesn't know about Obi-Wan, but like whatever.
Becca
He
hasn't seen the Obi-Wan show.
The
I
Obi-Wan
have
show. Oh, the series?
Yeah. Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you seen?
Yeah, I've seen it. I
Yeah, okay.
That's another one I can't remember a lot of.
Mm.
This whole
I think
conversation, though, to me almost seems like a moot point because all I can think of was it another how it should have ended? Where like there's a scene where Anakin finds out that like Jedi can like heal people and he's like,
can
or
they
even
do
bring them
that?
back to life. He's like, we can do that? It's like I totally went to the dark side for her. Like
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
oh
think
man.
I think we may have talked about that point in one of the movies we were talking about.
Yeah.
It had to be
Yeah.
one of the sequel movies because they heal Leia,
They heal
somebody. They heal somebody.
Yeah.
or do they yeah, whatever. All
Anyway,
right. You got another one for us, or is that
I
it?
got one more. I
All
got one
right.
more. Order of the Phoenix is the most important Harry Potter book slash movie.
Important.
Important is the key word. Ready?
I got hold on. Give me this another second to think about it.
I'm trying to remember the movies. This is my problem with all of these questions.
Order of the Phoenix is the
Okay.
one
I got my
that has
answer.
Sirius in it. That's not Prisoner of Azkaban. Are we ready?
Okay.
All right, three, two, one.
I was about to do this as well. Because here's
Oh,
the
okay,
thing
okay.
though. Here's the thing though. Okay, I recently watched Half-Blood Prince. And
Hmm.
like I got thoughts about Half-Blood Prince, but here's the thing though.
Wait, time out. Hannah, which is better, Half-Blood Prince or
Order of
Order
the
of the
Phoenix is her
Phoenix?
favorite one.
Order of the Phoenix is my favorite
I
one.
knew that, but I
And
know you
I
like
But
Half-Blood Prince too.
objectively, Half-Blood Prince probably is a better movie, objectively, but
Okay.
Order of the
And
Phoenix is
the
my favorite.
those two are not my favorite to watch. Like, I just don't love watching them. They're not my
That's
favorite.
because you know, like all the smart people out there, that The Prisoner of Azkaban is the best of the series.
I agree, but like,
Just saying.
okay,
Just
here are
saying.
the important things that happens in the movies, right?
Okay.
We have in Triwizard Tournament at the end of it, Triwizard Tournament in the that's not the name of the I'm blanking on the name of the
Goblet of
cup.
Fire.
The Goblet of Fire. At the end, Voldemort comes back. That's an important plot point. Then next, then it's the prophecy. That's really important. The actual Order of the Phoenix. They touch on that, so I don't we
Yeah,
can't
but the
but then like what else we got? What else we got? It's there's so much, but also it's like none of it really comes into play until I don't know. I
yeah,
actually
I want to
agree
hear
with you,
Hannah's
but
reasons because
Okay,
she agrees, right?
everything you're saying is true. Let me just continue on with that thought for you. Number 5 is the turning point of the entire season. Right, right. You can't say Voldemort coming back is like the thing, and that happens at the very end of 4. So therefore, like you can't be like, "Oh, well, 4 is most important because that's when Voldemort comes back." But
I
in
do agree
5,
with that.
But now they
but
all
5,
agree because before they were like, he's not really back, is he?
yeah, yeah. 5 is Voldemort is officially back. Everybody knows it, and they have the prophecy is like the most important thing in Harry Potter because
What? Wait, what's the prophecy?
the prophecy is it's in that glowing orb. I don't remember, you know, if you remember. But it's basically like a prophecy was told that a boy born at the end of July, like in July or whatever, end of summer, will be Voldemort's rival, and one of them has to kill the other, and then the world
Okay.
is saved.
Which okay, I haven't seen this one in a long time because I don't like watching it, so I fuzzy on the details. Why does Voldemort need the prophecy?
He doesn't know the full prophecy.
Uh,
Trelawney did the prophecy and told the prophecy to Dumbledore. So he doesn't know the full extent of the prophecy. That's why he needs it.
mm,
So,
okay.
what other events in the series would, because this movie, I would agree that like now everybody agrees, okay, yeah, he's back. And then they all decide to like do something about it. They've now gone from like little kids, students, and they're like, all right, maybe we should like be preparing for like bad stuff to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before they're like, yay, we're going to Hogwarts. Yippee, I'm a Jedi. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so I agree with that, but are there are there other things in other movies that would be more important than that? Isn't that what you're asking?
Okay,
Well,
here's
one and
why I
two are
do
just
agree.
getting Voldemort his
Yeah,
he's
establishing
yeah.
everybody's story and backstory
Yeah.
and
What were you gonna say, Becca?
I was gonna say I just don't want to agree with you because I don't love the movie. I don't dislike it. I like all the movies, but I just really dislike that you really like it when I think it's the least good.
is the little twist with Snape just a twist, or is
That
that
Yeah.
important?
It's not
that's
important actually that he's the
It's
Half-Blood
it
Prince.
maybe not. Maybe it's not.
It's actually
Um,
not important.
is
yeah.
it important that Dumbledore dies?
The only
It
important thing that happens in 6 is that Draco is tasked with killing Dumbledore, and then Snape has to do it. That's the only important thing, I would
They
say.
find out about the Horcruxes and they
Yeah,
get
but
the fake locket.
that's not a plot point though.
What do you mean that's not a
okay.
plot point?
Well,
That sets them on their path to go get the real locket. Now they know what they're looking for. I think that's kind of important.
Okay,
we
well we agree.
we
Number 5's the best.
No,
that was not the question. You said important, not the best.
Mm,
This is why I didn't
tomato,
want to
tomato,
agree.
tomato,
All
tomato.
right. This could be debated forever.
Yes. Okay. X-Men.
X-Men.
Let's jump in.
Should I give you a recap?
We're talking about
Yeah.
X-Men, Dark Phoenix. Becca, let's hear it.
Okay. Although I said that I have watched this the most recently, I watched it yesterday. We'll see how this goes.
Which one did you
This
watch?
Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. This movie. Okay, I forget about what I was gonna say. Go straight into the whatever. This movie, question mark, takes place right after Apocalypse, ish. What it takes place before and after, whatever. This movie is about Jean Grey. Is her name Grey? Jean Grey. When she was a kid, she used her powers on accident to, I think her, whatever, car crash. Her mom dies. Her dad, we think he's dead, but he's not. Spoilers. Anyway, she goes and hangs out with Xavier's school, as the kids be doing. She grows up. She can't really control her powers. She's not that good at it. But she's still part of the X-Men because she's super wicked powerful. They're going on a quest. I was gonna say a mission to space because the spaceship is in trouble. They go to space, and there's a little kerfuffle. They save everyone but one guy. She goes back, gets trapped, gets caught into this cosmic energy ball that just happened to be there. Energy ball gets her. Not only does it not kill her, but it makes her like super wicked powerful, and she tries to control it, and it just kind of gets worse. Anyway, X-Men go take her, come back home, and they're all like, "Are you okay? You kind of are like got exploded into space, and then also got exploded by an energy ball. Are you fine?" She's like, "Yeah, I feel fine. I feel totally fine." She's not fine. She did get magic wicked powers extra. Her powers are a lot stronger. Charles can no longer see into her mind. Can't make her do nothing. He kind of looks into her dreams for a little bit. Gets kicked out. She accidentally blows up some of the kids. They're fine. Don't worry about it.
They're
They're
accidentally blows up some kids.
they're fine.
They're fine.
What happens immediately after this? I forget what it happens immediately after this, but she's like, I'm gonna leave. Oh wait, here's what happens. She remembers. No, maybe that's not what happened.
Is this when she goes back to find her dad?
Yeah, she remembers about her dad, and Charles is like,
She's like, he's alive, and Charles is like, no, he's not. Don't worry about it.
here's the deal though. Here's what happened. She got in a car crash. Charles found out about it, goes, talks to the dad, and the dad's like, I do not want her. I cannot control her. You can have her. He's like, perfect. I'll give her a home. I give her a family. I can help her. This is perfect. And then, but she's like,
and I'm gonna wipe your memories of all.
yeah, and maybe I'll tamper with her memories just a little bit. So she runs away. She goes to talk to her dad, and her dad's like, I didn't realize you would ever come back. That's crazy. They have a little, I don't know. He's like, I don't actually like you, and also you killed my wife, and you shall leave. And she's like, you made me upset. She kind of, I can't remember if she knocks him out or blows up his house or something. Whatever. The X-Men show up, and they're like, can you please come back home? And she's like, no way. You lied to me. Charles, why'd you do this? Then her boyfriend comes back out. She's like, come back home. And she's like, no way. Leaves after she blows up some cops and some houses. And what? She doesn't leave yet. I'm forgetting some parts.
Yeah.
They're fighting each other.
Kind of an important piece, aren't you?
They're fighting each other. Raven this whole time has been like, maybe I don't like the X-Men. Maybe I don't like Charles. Maybe Charles is screwing with everybody. And so
Yeah, but she's been like the team captain for a while, you know?
Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna go talk to her. We'll talk her down. We'll bring her back home. And then what's his face? Hank is like, I got a close shot. And then Charles is like, no. Zap, can't shoot it yet. So it's kind of his fault, but whatever. She goes and talks to him. Jean, accident. Is it an accident? Because in the moment it looks like accident, but every time else they were like, no, it wasn't intentional. Anyway, Raven dies. And Jean bounces. She's gonna go find Magneto, who is just hanging out. around. And she's like, "Hey Magneto, how can you help me?" And he's like, "With what?" And she's like, "I'm not sure." And he's like, well then I'm not sure how I can help you." And then some cops show up and she like explodes them, gets rid of their helicopter, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm getting these cops away." And he's like, "Actually, no, you're endangering me and my friends, and you must leave. And goodbye." She leaves. She's like, "I can't believe he kicked me out. That's ridiculous." Meanwhile, there are some alien guys who are following the space energy ball. They come back down. They're kind of shape shifting dudes. They're looking for Jean. She's got magic powers they wanted. I think this is when they meet after this. I think.
When who
I don't know.
meets?
Jean and the alien chick. Anyway, she's
She
like,
she goes to go to Magneto.
this is after Magneto. She gets kicked out of Magneto's
Yeah,
house.
you didn't say that. Did you say that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
she
did.
did.
I
Oh,
Yeah.
did.
I
For
wasn't
sure, I
listening.
talked about that part. Um, and so she goes, and the alien's like, "You're special. You're so special. Your powers is like make life, and like me and my people been looking for this for ages. Like you're so special." And she's like, "Wow, that's so kind." Uh, I forget what happens in this part. Anyway, cut back to the X-Men. The X-Men are like, Magneto found her. Oh wait, cut. She goes to the alien. Hank goes to and tells him Raven died and it was Jean. And Magneto's like, "Oh, we gotta find this girl and kill her." And the X-Men are like, "No, don't do that." They're like, "Magneto found her. Let's go get them. We're gonna take her and bring her back home. Magneto's gonna kill her. We're gonna stop him." They fight. They cause a lot of damage there and about, so the police come. So the police come. This is a big long fight towards the end of the movie, but we're gonna skip over that. The police come and they capture pretty much everybody, capturing people left and right. In the building, Charles gets there. He's never in any of the battles, but he's in this one. And he shows up. And he's like, "Hey, you gotta stop. You gotta come home." And she's like, "No." It hugs alien girl. Alien girl's like, "I'm gonna take your powers." She's like, "You can have them." And Charles is like, "No, she's not gonna stop after she gets your powers. She's gonna destroy the whole earth." And then she's like, "Shoot, you're so right." I don't remember what happens immediately after this. Everybody gets captured. They're in the police now, minus Jean and the alien guys. No, including Jean, not the alien guys. They're on this police train.
The
They're
police train.
what
This
would
is
you call that?
this is accurate. This is accurate.
They're on this police train all chained up,
They're sending
and
them to some quarantine place
yeah,
out
they're gonna be
of
like, "Oh,
nowhere, right?
we hate mutants again. Can't believe you guys did that. You guys were cool, and now you guys are not." Um, the alien people show up. The police, just the one guy really, gets unlocks the mutants. Mutants are teaming up together instead of fighting each other once again, as they've done in every single movies thus far. Uh, what else happens? They're fighting. They kill the alien guys. The alien guys are harder to kill.
Well, Gene,
Um,
they they
Jim,
they kind of win, and then it gets down to like Gene, and then she kind of like takes over.
Charles talking to Jean while she's sleeping. She's like, "Dang, I can't believe you messed with my mind." And he's like, "I was just trying to make you happy." And she's like, "Okay, fine. I guess you did make me happy. I guess we do have a family. I'm gonna go protect my family." Magic orbs saves everybody. Smoosh kills the bad guys. I think
Doesn't
that's how it ends.
she like Thanos's,
Yeah,
a bunch of people, doesn't she?
gets rid of everybody. We cut back. It ends with, does she go back to school or does she die in the blast? I don't remember.
Doesn't
Uh,
she does she I'm trying to remember. Does she self-destruct?
I think she does.
She go
She
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 goes
like
up into the sky and there's a big
yeah,
nuclear whatever and it looks like the Phoenix.
yeah. And then they rename the school
Yeah.
and that's the
Yeah.
end.
Rename
Okay.
the school, and then Magneto and Charles play chess again in the movie ends.
Okay, that's a recap. Before you and I say anything, I would like Becca to rate this movie out of 10 because she has seen X 1 and 2, but she doesn't really remember them. So
So
just based
you
off seeing,
so Becca's seen X1, X2, not X3, the other Jean Grey,
yes,
movie.
but
Not
for I would say for right now, she's only seen
Have you seen
first
First
class,
Class?
first
Okay.
I've
class.
seen First Class and up until now, and then I've seen X1 and 2, but that
Have
was a long time ago, and I
have you
really
seen like the Origins
nope,
Wolverine?
none of them.
Or okay.
Everything I've told you is what I've seen.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Here's
Becca, rate this
what
movie, and then then I gotta throw in
here's what
some
I
info.
think about this movie.
She wants you to
Was
rate
it
it,
was
not
it bad? Yeah.
No.
Was it was it terrible? No, it wasn't terrible. It's like an okay movie. No, the bones are not there. There's a lot of inconsistencies. I also greatly dislike the character of Jean in any movie she's in. I
Wait,
just don't like her.
the actress, you mean?
The character when she's
The
in First Class and
character.
stuff, like the stuff
So,
like
oh, I was going to
Apocalypse.
ask you how you felt
I'm like,
about
I
the
don't
other
know.
Dark Phoenix, but you haven't
Doesn't
seen it.
know.
Yeah, I just don't like her. I don't like the Cyclops guy either. And so like there, it's
Who?
mostly them in this movie. Cyclops, is that his
Cyclops.
name?
Oh yeah, her
Yeah,
boyfriend.
I just don't
Hmm.
like them. So this movie was not enjoyable. The characters I did like though, I feel like they didn't act like they did in the other movies when I liked them. So I just
Hmm.
didn't like them. And
Okay.
also, here's another thing. I'm gonna rate this a 4.5 out of 10.
Okay.
The stakes were stupid, and like there was no investment in anything.
Got you.
But like
I
the action
I
in
feel
this
like
was
Hannah
kind of nice, and
has some things to get off her
yeah.
chest here.
I'd like
Yes,
to
Hannah.
apologize. I'd like to apologize because I've seen all the X-Men movies, and First Class is my favorite, so I watched that one the most. I have seen all of them before. Rewatching it in chronological order, I now realize is a mistake
Yes,
because
It doesn't
no,
match.
no. Well, Becca, here's the problem, and I'm going to jump in. I know I want you to finish, Hannah, but
yeah.
like I'm watching this movie, and I saw these like when they came out, and I haven't watched them since, so it's been years for me. And in my mind, I'm watching things happen in this film, and I'm thinking, okay, what's the timeline here? And I'm like, how is this happening when this other thing happened in the other movies?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize until the movie was completely over and I was either thinking about it and I even had to Google some stuff. I'm like, there is a brand new timeline here
Yes.
that
Here's what I'm saying. The whole time Hannah's like, you gotta watch them in chronological order, and then she's like, well, maybe they messed with some stuff in Apocalypse, but because through every movie we've talked about, I'm like, oh, it was a surprise to me because I don't remember who ends up on what side.
yeah, well,
Talking
I
about X-Men, where I'm like, Magneto has
see
his
I
guys,
I'm
Charles has
going
his guys,
I'm
and I'm like,
going
I know,
Raven, I'm like, she's like the team captain or whatever. I'm like, but she's always hanging out with Magneto. I'm like, when does
yeah,
this happen? I'm like, when
that's
is
what
this
I was
gonna
saying. I was like, just watching just First Class, I'm like, this is a good prequel because I'm like, it sets up all in my mind. They're teams.
yeah.
They fight each other and then they fight together and whatever. I'm like this was good, but then stuff keeps be happening.
Yeah.
Stuff be happening. I'm
I
like, this
think
does
I
not
think
make sense.
I think I was like, let's go chronological because First Class sets up the characters so well that if you watch that one first, then you like the characters already. Whereas if you start with X1, they like are already developed people, so but like you want that backstory a little bit. But there are things that happen in this movie that directly contradict
Yeah.
X1 and X2 or whatever.
See, and that's the letdown for a lot of these X-Men movies is like I've shared with you, I still think X2 is X2 the best one? I don't
That's
know.
the one you think
That's your
you
favorite, you
say
It
say.
you
might,
like.
I don't know. Now after rewatching some of these, like I do really like Days of Future Past, but X2 in X2 when Jean Grey died, it was so emotional. Am I
Mm.
spoiling this for Becca?
I've seen it. I
You've seen
know I
X2.
have.
When she died, I was like, I felt like the characters did, and I was like, I was like, what's just happened? But then in another, okay, here's some spoilers for Becca. then like what movie am I thinking of um where Professor X dies and I'm like, who freaking cares? I'm like, does he just come back? I'm I don't know if they just did a lousy job displaying that or if I just didn't believe it. I'm like, well, he's not going to
Hmm.
stay dead, you know?
Yeah.
Like when Jean died in X2, I'm like, she's dead, and I was
Hmm.
shocked. I'm like, she's a major character, I didn't know the backstory of like Dark Phoenix and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
like
So I'm like,
now when other people die, I felt the same way like when Raven dies, when who else died? When Scott dies, and I'm like, is he dead? Is he really dead?
mhm.
Like I'm thinking that the whole time. I'm like, and we still got to get back to the original timeline, right? Well, I guess we don't, you
That's what
know?
Yeah,
I think
because
is tripping me up
are we
because
existing under a new timeline because of Days of Future Past?
I'm not sure.
Or
Okay,
were they
in
planning on connecting it, but then Dark Phoenix bombed, so then they just didn't make anymore?
I don't think they were planning on connecting. I think they were kind of doing their own thing. But I think that it's incredibly misleading because they do add things that would make it make sense. Apart from, I think First Class was meant to be a prequel. That one for sure. The other
Oh
ones,
yeah.
man. In is it? It's not Apocalypse. It must be Days of Future. Not no, because it can't be that one. It in which
Well,
one is
what are you
they
talking
end
about?
up in a facility and the kids follow them in to go get the adults, and then they break them out, and Wolverine's in a cage, and they let him out into the forest.
That's
What is that?
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. The place where they let him out looks incredibly like where we see him at the beginning of X-Men. I do remember that part.
Yeah,
That's where we
isn't that
start.
still
But
uh
it can't be the same place because it's not the same timeline. So I guess I don't understand.
yeah, isn't that lake, the what's it called? The
Whatever, like it
Yeah, the
doesn't
whatever
matter.
lake up in the Canada or wherever. I don't know where they're at,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Uh, Anyway.
I
All right, Hannah,
think
did we cut you off like 5 minutes ago? You
No, no, this was my exact point. I was saying that because I know like they can't kill Raven in this movie. Like if we're saying this is
Yeah.
unless we are existing under the sense that Days of Future Past these are now two different timelines, which
Well,
doesn't
so
make sense
what
to me.
so what changed? Was it Days of Future Past? Logan goes back, and then when they solve the problem in Days of Future Past, only he remembers that original timeline, and now everything's different. Is
Yeah.
is that how we got here?
well, he's not in this movie.
Yeah, but the timeline has changed.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like
Because remember he ran away in Apocalypse into the woods.
Yeah.
no, but that was
Okay, let's take a half a step back here
okay. Hold on.
and
Okay,
just agree, like the beginning, Becca said, it wasn't a good movie, and I was about to go, why? But just from a movie making standpoint, like the alien motif kind of killed Indiana Jones. It why are we doing aliens for X-Men?
That is my biggest, that
What
is my, the
I
thing I
wasn't too
dislike most
thrilled
about
with
it.
the whole Egyptian theme with what was that guy's name from
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse?
Apocalypse.
Like
Yeah.
the original mutant who's been laying under a rock for I'm like,
Okay,
come on.
I had problems with that when we talked about that because of what they told us was the origin of the mutants, which was like nuclear weapons that caused mutants. And then they're like, "Oh no, but there was actually just one guy 3,000 years ago. You missed him."
O-
And like,
Okay, while we're talking about the all
what?
powerful mutant, and
It
again,
couldn't
the
have been the
differences
one guy.
between the original timeline and the new timeline in this movie that we're talking about. Something that one of you guys said was that Jean Grey has her powers amplified by the solar flare space goo, whatever we're calling that. It's the same thing that screwed up the Fantastic Four, right? Or
Yeah,
floating through space, whatever that was,
that
amplified
too.
her powers. But I'm not a comic book guy, so I don't know the comic book, history. But in the previous uh, Dark Phoenix, she's still possibly the most powerful mutant alive or maybe ever. Like, she doesn't get some sunball to amplify her power. She's already got all that inside her, and sometimes, and Professor X has been trying to like suppress it so she doesn't like kill everyone at the
She
drop of a
is like
hat.
that even in Apocalypse. This is why, okay,
Yes.
here's my the timeline doesn't work even within these movies because let's if we go to Days of Future Past ends with Wolverine going back to the same timeline where he is currently teaching, which is the current time of the timeline that when they were fighting the stupid whatever cyborg guys. He goes back to that, right? Then the next movie takes place not at the end of that movie, but before that movie. And then they go back and then they go forward to a
Yeah.
time that's
Because
still
one
not till
was
that point. And then they go to Dark Phoenix and they change stuff that doesn't make sense for them to go forward to finish where they ended in Days of Future Past. That doesn't make sense either
See,
because the
Becca,
characters are
we're
still alive.
we're right here in your wheelhouse. How many conversations have you and I had about time travel in movies? Like
I love me
there's
some time
it's
travel.
so easy to screw up, right?
Well,
And
here's the thing though. If you are only watching Days of Future Past, I actually have very few problems with that kind of time travel, with how it works in this movie. The problem is when you add other movies. Were they okay?
yes,
I feel
it's
like
it screws up stuff that goes on later.
I feel
Whereas the
like the
filmmakers and the
problems.
writers feel like, oh, if we do some time travel stuff, then we can make up whatever we want. We can make as many movies as we want moving forward, right?
Here's what I think the issue
Star
is.
Trek.
I think that the movie, and I don't know who made them, but it feels like four different people, like four different crews were on the movie, and they were just making their own X-Men movie, and they didn't tie them to each other, and they didn't tie them back to the other ones. Because First Class is a great standalone movie, not and a great prequel. It ties very well together, and even if it's on a different timeline, it's fine. But the other movies don't work within their own like they're not sequels of each other because it doesn't work like that. And they also are not prequels of the original X-Men because they also there's no continuity as well. So Dark Phoenix, terrible. I don't enjoy.
I think this, like you said, this movie is like fine. There are lots of problems with it, but it makes it worse when you know like what happens in X-Men in
Yeah,
X1 because you're like when Raven dies, spoiler alert, Becca, she's in X-Men. She's in X1.
yeah, I that's the part I know. That's because when we were
Yeah.
talking about First Class, I'm like, that's crazy because no matter what, it's Mystique's on Charles' side because I know that she's a bad guy in X-Men.
Hmm.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's crazy how they switch sides. She doesn't. She just stays on the good side and then she dies. Doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
So like they like that itself the aliens is my biggest thing with this movie for whatever reason I'm down with like I think you need to pick one thing. Mutants is the thing for X-Men. You can't also have aliens.
Yeah.
Like I just and I don't and the way that they did the aliens also I don't like how they did them.
The
Yeah.
other problem I have, and I can put this aside pretty easily if I'm watching a really awesome movie. When we're talking about this superhero genre, I feel like I feel like there's always one person who can solve all the problems. Or maybe just in the storyline I'm watching. Like I look at Quicksilver sometimes, I'm like, that boy can basically fix anything. I look at Doctor Strange and I'm like, that guy could probably solve all the problems you guys are having like right now. And you need like seven other dudes to like come together and almost beat Thanos. Like why can't you just solve this problem? You know, is it just for us watchers, to have a cool movie? Like, there's always like one person who is either going to solve the problem that you've got right now or is omnipotent almost, and like just Jean Grey, she's kind of like nobody can stop her. So how do we build a movie around it? I don't know.
I
I think
also
we
feel
said
like
last time like what are her powers?
yeah, I'm still confused
Well,
because
she's
in the very beginning when she is a kid, she's messing with the radio, right? On accident, right? That's whatever. The thing that causes the crash, did she move things or did she make her mom fall asleep?
Second one. So,
Yeah.
okay, so in other movies, I think she's described herself as, she goes, I'm like Professor X. She goes, did she say I'm
Telepath.
telekinetic or does she
She goes,
say
I'm a telepath. I'm a
a
telepath.
telepath? So, but she can also move things with her mind,
Yeah.
not just it's not just telepathy, it is telekinesis, right? She's moving
Yeah.
things. She can control stuff. And then she's got inside her the Dark Phoenix, which is rage and love and beauty and horror and all those things
Which
bottled up.
I think they
And
did a
Professor X has
terrible
like
job at that as
put it
well.
into a little box and locked that into a little box and locked that into a heart-shaped box and like,
Put that box in a box. Mail
yeah.
the box to myself.
I think, although, like, I want to say that's what the script was going for, was what you're saying, like, oh, she bottled up her feelings and then, but the feelings made her stronger, which already is like very cliche or whatever. That's fine. But the way that they did it, I just don't believe when she talks about it or what she does about it or what other people do about it. I'm like, none of this is believable, and I don't love it.
Okay, can
I
we
I don't like how
agree?
she's saved by the power of acceptance. What irks me about movies, if I want to, okay, X-Men is like a superhero movie. We want a big fight, finale, take down the villain. The villain is the alien. They like take down the villain and then not really, the alien's fine or whatever. But then like the whole thing is like like she's saved by the power of friendship because we are a family and you know what, you guys are right, let me be on your side. And then she like joins the fight, whoever's team Jean Grey is on will then win. I cannot stand when people win by talking down the bad guy. Like, I want to see you beat them in a fight. Don't talk them down. Like, bugs me so
So
much.
are you talking, and in this case, are you saying Jean Grey was talked down? She went from the dark side to the light side and like was now a good person
Yeah.
again?
I feel
Yeah.
like okay,
Or
so when
or who unlocks them on the train?
it's that
Was
cop
she was
Yeah,
Xavier in her head? I don't know.
I can't remember.
when she was asleep, Xavier's talking, they're talking to each other, and then she's like, okay, fine, I'll fight. Wakes up and like burns her like things that are putting her down, her handcuffs away, and just like wakes up and gets rid of stuff. I think they did a similar thing with Magneto in this film because when both Magneto's crew, Charles's crew, they're coming to go fight Jean. They meet each other in front of the place that they're about to fight, and he's like, Charles is talking. And he's like, this is exactly what they want. Like they want us to fight other stuff. Like this is not the way. And then Magneto's like, you always have a speech. This is not whatever. That is how they should continue to act through this fight because that's how they're doing. But instead, Magneto's like, okay, fine, I won't kill her. We can be friends. Like over nothing. He's
Yeah,
like,
he was
yeah, okay, okay, fine.
They try to change the narratives of the characters in this one where they try to make Charles look like the bad guy and Magneto like the reasonable one in a way. But really it's like Charles and Magneto are like opposite sides of the spectrum, and that's how they should always be as like their core values of like Charles is the like good, what's the he's not neutral good, but he would be
Lawful.
lawful good, and then Magneto is
He's lawful
lawful
evil.
lawful evil. So because he's an eye for an eye, and Charles is like we have to do the right thing. But in this one, they kind of like, oh, Charles is the bad guy because he wants the X-Men to do all this stuff that maybe they shouldn't be doing. And I'm like,
well, they're blaming him for manipulating Jean.
Yeah,
yeah,
but they before they even find out about it, they're like, "Is Charles you?" Charles just likes having his name on everybody's suits and like talking to the
mhm,
president and stuff, and he's like, and when they confront him, he's like, that he doesn't say anything, and then they don't say anything, and then they leave.
yeah, yeah.
Makes no sense.
I think I think they should have just left it. They are their two opposite sides of the spectrum, and
Okay, Kim, can we agree then they're not making any more of these movies, are they? Like
I
No.
don't
based
think
on
so.
where they left them.
Well,
They can't go back. They can't like
X-Men are gonna be in Doomsday.
Really?
who? Who?
The the OG X-Men. So like James Marsden, um uh I don't know, Ian McKellen. No, wait.
Okay,
Is he in
so
it?
hold on. We've been talking about this timeline, and Becca hasn't seen some of the movies. Hannah says she's seen all the X-Men. I don't know what that means. I have not seen Deadpool or the Wolverine. Like I haven't seen the rated R ones, and I think there's a separate timeline for those movies. Like they don't they
So
jump around time and space or something? You
Yeah,
know.
isn't that what Deadpool and Wolverine is?
Yes.
Deadpool and Wolverine was the most recent one, and in that one he jumps around in timelines because he's trying to get so Wolverine dies in Logan. I have not seen Logan, but I know he dies in Logan. So like Wolverine's gone, he's dead. But in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, Deadpool needs Wolverine to solve a problem for him. So he goes to different timelines to try to find a Wolverine that can help him.
The right Wolverine.
Yeah, so he's he's like in the TVA and he's like jumping around
The
timelines.
TVA?
Yeah, with the TVA.
I gotta
So
watch. I gotta watch Loki for this.
You haven't seen Loki?
Well, it's like
Dude, your brother has seen that series like eight
I
times.
know. I've seen bits and pieces and the ending, and I'm like, do I need to watch this? My thing is, everyone's like, oh, it's the best, either the best or the second best Marvel TV series, and they compare it to Moon Knight. And although I liked Moon Knight, it's not like a mind blowing show. So I'm like, Loki can't be that good. So I don't want to
It's
waste my time with because the clips I have seen, I did not like at all. And I'm like, I don't want to watch two seasons of
there's some
this.
of it that you're like, is this ever going to end? And there's some of it where you're like, that was pretty cool. But if you've already seen, you watched the ending,
Yeah.
like, well,
So why do I need to watch
yeah, I
Loki?
don't know if it's worth going back or not. I mean, it is kind of it's kind of some of it's kind of interesting, and some of it you're like, why are we doing this? You know, but
I just I don't like the characters enough or the situation, and I know how it ends.
if you
So
have any concept of the TVA, then fine. You don't need to go back and watch two seasons
perfect.
just to fill in that gap. So, okay, I don't know where we're at on this timeline today, but I'm going to ask you a question that my son has asked me more than one occasion. And when I ask the question, you two will know exactly which son. The question is, if you could have any superpower, what would that be?
Gravity manipulation.
Gravity. Would you do gravity manipulation or would you do like Magneto because he can float himself even though
Oh,
he's
I can float myself with gravity manipulation too.
well, yeah, but then you could also like bend junk, which is
what do you
cool.
mean by gravity
I'm saying
manipulation?
like oh the this thing now super heavy. This thing now super light. This thing floating. I me can sit on the ceiling. Like oh now gravity is this way. Oh now we're turning gravity. Like you know what I'm saying? This is all kinds. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. You can fly. You can move
Okay.
things. You can go super fast. You can make things heavy and play pranks on people. You could like
Okay.
this is a useful skill.
You got one, Hannah?
I have gone on record to say multiple times that Magneto is the coolest superhero. His abilities are super cool in the way that he does them are very cool.
Yeah,
However,
he makes a grand entrance, doesn't he?
oh,
Like
he
this.
is the coolest.
Ooh.
What movie was it where I was like, he may be like villain bad guy or whatever doing all this stuff, but you cannot deny that he is pretty cool when he's
Yeah.
doing all
You
this stuff.
said that in First Class and in Days of
I
Future
did
Past.
find
He's the
myself watching
coolest.
movies, the last several movies, I was like, his powers are pretty handy. Like
Pretty
there's
cool.
metal in everything,
Yeah.
and he can like manipulate the metal to do whatever it can be bullets, it can be something he stands on, it can float him, it can kill people, it can fix stuff, it can get, free him, it can free
hmm
others. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
But
Gravity
I
manipulation,
think
huge overlap with Magneto.
I think the
Huge.
most useful power is Professor X's.
That would be
yeah.
sweet.
So I told Sam that my go-to answer is in a world where other people have powers, and then of course my power would be absorbing everyone else's powers and using them on, in
Mm.
combination with everyone else's powers. But he's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, what if you were the only one? No, you're the only one who has those powers. And like that's when I kind of go back to the Professor X thing. I'm like, if I could, you know, jump into people's minds or manipulate their thoughts or make them think something else, then you can make them see something that they're not seeing. You can make them believe something. You can make them do things. You can, like you could do anything. You could do whatever you wanted, you know?
Yeah. If you were the only one and you were like trying to keep it a secret, Professor X, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
he's
it
stuck in a
I mean,
wheelchair.
That didn't come with the power.
yeah, that didn't come with the power. But
That, by the way, I thought they worked that into Days of Future Past really well.
First
hmm
class.
Was it first?
First
Oh, it was
class.
first class where they're on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
beach.
It
That's
being
because that
Magneto's
movie
fault too.
works very well, and the other ones don't.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey. Because in some other movies, well, I guess that was just to me that was an aside. Because if we didn't find that out, I wouldn't care. Unlike other movies where, like, let's say Solo, for in the Star Wars, I felt like that whole movie was just to tell us where he met Chewbacca, or where he got his dice or something stupid. And I'm like, that's the whole movie right there. Oh,
hmm
okay. We know where he met Chewie now. Next, like there was no, at least at
What
least
about
first class had a story.
what about how they made Professor X bald?
Oh, yeah. That wasn't necessary.
Ridiculous.
I
I'm
felt
upset
like
about that.
he's an old guy. He can lose his hair. He doesn't need to
Yeah,
like,
I think that's a
you know,
better explanation,
yeah.
especially because they make in both First Class and Days of Future Past they make comments about his hair.
Mm.
Don't touch my hair, or you like my
Yeah.
hair, or this or whatever. And I'm like, that's nice because we know he goes bald. But then it's like, oh, he went bald because he was turning into another guy. I'm
Yeah.
upset. He should be like a little blue, too, or like I don't know,
Speaking of
pink or
blue,
something.
they made I'm sure it was they updated their makeup routine or whatever, but she's a different shade of blue in this movie.
Yeah,
Well, here's what
And
I
her
know.
hair's a different
Right
color.
off, right off the bat, you can tell they did her face makeup different because it's more of the actress's face with a couple, like she
Mm.
looks more like the actress than she does Mystique.
her little black things are like big rectangles on her forehead instead of like little
Yeah, but she had more
designs.
scales in the old one where it was like, and it
hmm
was like all over.
Yeah,
Like there's,
and Nightwing, Nightcrawler,
yeah,
Nightcrawler.
that
Nightcrawler.
was the other thing about the
His looks
timeline
way
that was
different.
screwing me up. Because I was like, how do they know him and hanging out with him when they meet him for the first time in X1? I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I thought, by the way, Nightcrawler's introduction, was he introduced in X1 or X2? I can't
I think
He's
remember.
he's the next
in a
one.
yeah.
That was a pretty cool introduction. And I liked the actor who played him in the original. I think I
Alan
like all the
Cummings.
I'm biased because I'm an old guy, but I kind of like all the old actors better.
Yeah,
Uh,
does me saying that the old actors, specifically Nightcrawler, Mystique, Beast, Cyclops, Professor X, and Magneto from original X1 are in Doomsday, does that make you want to watch it anymore?
so I don't know much about Doomsday at all.
It's
So
just a
I
big long cast list
I
is the
I
whole
am very
movie.
dubious, yeah, about these mega movies where they like when they did help me
Infinity
out.
War.
Help, yeah, Infinity War. I was about to say Civil War, but when they start getting all of the people in here and all of these stories and they cross over and they try to do too much, it gets convoluted, and us simple people go, what's going on? You know, and you're trying to have star power, and I get it, but then like there's too many stories going on, or there's, like I said before, where there you don't need 17 superheroes. One guy could have solved the problem and let's move on with life, you know, like, and so I'm very dubious that, you know, whatever Doomsday, you know, is I'm prepared to be let down, is what I'm saying.
Me
Like I'm
I,
too.
yeah, this episode's coming out at the beginning of 2026, and Doomsday doesn't come out until end of 2026. As of right now, they could push it back because everything that I've heard about it is all just rumors, nothing's been confirmed. But like there's people saying, "Oh, it's going to be X-Men versus the Avengers, it's going to be all the whatever." But things that I have heard about this movie are most notably Alan Cummings apparently has said, I haven't found the quote, so who knows if this is legit or not, that because they're being so secretive about it, he was like, I didn't act with any other people. I just did
which
my
one? Who's
scenes.
Alan Cummings?
Nightcrawler.
Okay. What, the
He's like,
original? The original
yeah,
one? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
He's like, I just did my scenes and if they're gonna put me in somewhere. I'm
Yeah.
like, to make me super excited. Like, and then apparently there was a big fight between two major actors. They didn't say who it was, but like someone working on the movie was on some podcast and was like, these two actors got in a big fight and said that they weren't going to act opposite each other and they were going to do their scenes separately and then they were going to put it together. And I was like, so I am worried about this film as well.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna rush out to the theater
But
when it
think
when
of the
it
popcorn buckets.
when it when it gets to the my free TV, I'll watch it.
You know who Doctor Doom is, right? Who's playing him?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr., right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Doctor
That,
Doom, this is the like the Doom from the Fantastic Four, that Doom, right?
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
By the way, I
who
like
knows how
that
that's gonna
original
go.
series too. Like, anyway,
I
you
Anyway.
can't
gotta.
remember if it must have been you, Hannah, who sent me a reel about Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom, about a theory. Was that you?
Yes.
Okay. I actually hate that theory so much for so many
I
reasons.
think that makes sense.
Here's the theory is that so people, oh, Doomsday, it's Robert Downey Jr. Oh, new timeline? Question mark. And the theory is that it's whether or not it's a new timeline, it's the same. Like Tony Stark was Doctor Doom the whole time, and that
No,
he's
no, no.
no. Listen, that Tony
Listen.
Stark is a variant of Doctor Doom, not
Okay.
Doctor Doom is a variant of Tony Stark. Right?
Yes.
I think that's ridiculous. I think that I
Ridiculous.
just I don't like it at all.
Speaking of ridiculous
I don't.
theories, Hannah, have you heard the one where they say that uh, Ron is actually Dumbledore, but went back with the time turner and I don't know. I
I have
haven't.
not heard this theory, but I'll
No.
shut it down right now by saying
Oh,
the time turner works by
it doesn't make you
everything that
younger, does it?
no, everything that was or everything you change in the time turner already actually happened
All
in
right, I'm
real
gonna have to
time.
find. I found a post on. I may have already sent it to you.
People think the time turner is just some magic. This is why the cursed child is just does not make any sense because they go back in time and change things. The time turner doesn't change anything because it technically already happened.
Well, you could
Okay.
make that argument for
Single
any
line time travel.
timeline.
Wrong. Wrong. There's many
Uh-oh. Oh, here we
types of
go. We
time
just
travel.
opened a box.
We've had this discussion before. We've had this discussion before.
Well,
There's
hold on,
many
Becca.
kinds of time travel.
Marvel takes care of this by talking about these as different, like completely separate little timelines, right?
Marvel uses multiple kinds of time travel.
That's true. That's
Multiple.
true.
That does not make sense. Harry Potter, whatever problems you have with it, it makes it simple. There's one timeline. One, right? I do here's the line, right? Imagine a line. Time passes this way. Oh, we're going to go back. It happens the same. Oh, we're going to go back. it happens the same. Oh, we're gonna go. It's always happened
Well, then what
because there's
about the
one
how it should have
timeline
ended where Snape takes
where
the
he goes
time
back and kills
and
Voldemort when he was a
it kills
kid.
Voldemort like at the beginning?
Yeah, that's not canon.
They tried to do that in Cursed Child.
Okay,
Didn't
so
work.
in
It didn't work. It was freaking
you have
hilarious
not
in how it
read
should
or
have ended.
seen
Because
uh
Dumbledore was there talking to Voldemort, and he's like, "Whoa, what just happened?"
Muggle
He's
weapon
like,
and throws
"Oh,
it away.
saving your life," you know.
Well, Snape killed Dumbledore, but anyway,
You'll thank me later.
in right so Dad, do you know what happens in the cursed child?
No, I know nothing about Cursed
Here's
Child.
the cursed child. The
Is the
time
Cursed
turner.
Child just a play or is it a book? Like what
It is
is?
a play. They turned it into a book. That is
Okay.
the script of the play.
Mhm.
With anyway, so I've read the book and I've never seen it. But Hannah has only seen it, never read the book. Here's what happens more or less in the time travel gets handed down, right? They use the time travel. Hey, let's just go back and kill Voldemort. There's not really much like
No, they're trying to go back and save Cedric.
save Cedric,
Yeah.
whatever.
But then they
Same
mess up
different.
everything.
Out of
They go
all the
back
people
to
who have
before they were
died,
born,
they
right?
just want to save Cedric.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
go back to before they were
In
born.
in
Already a
in
problem.
attempting to save him, does he turn into a vampire?
Listen.
No.
Okay, I'm just
In
But
attempting to save them, they
curious.
create a
other things.
new future in which the Battle of Hogwarts did not go the same way, and Voldemort pretty much won, right? Yeah, well, I guess the Battle of Hogwarts never really happened because they skip ahead and like Snape is alive and everyone else is dead and Harry Potter is
So
dead and
Harry didn't point
under
his wand at him as hard
they're
as he could.
like in like an anti Voldemort secret club at Hogwarts still.
they jump back and forth multiple times. So there's
Yeah,
like a
but
lot of different new realities or whatever.
that's the one I remember.
Does the Cursed Child? That's not J.K. Rowling, is it?
No.
She
How do they get away with stealing her stuff? Who wrote
That's
this?
what I was
so
wondering.
listen. She did not write the play, but she did. Okay, let me rephrase. She didn't write the words of the play, but she did write the play. It was
She wrote the
her.
Cursed Child.
It was her and some other people, and the book is attributed to her and another person jointly, even though she didn't write the words, but she kind of wrote it.
Yeah, it wasn't written by her. It was written by Jack Thorne, whoever that guy is.
This
But
says
But she's
J.K.
credited
Rowling,
to
Jack
the book.
Thorne, and John Tiffany. It
So
says written by Jack Thorne from an original story by Thorne, comma, J.K. Rowling, comma, and
yeah,
John
see,
Tiffany.
on the book, it has John Tiffany and Jack Thorne, I'm pretty sure, but not J.K.
so
Rowling.
it's her. She's she was part of the story, but
Yeah.
she wasn't. She didn't actually write it.
Which doesn't make any sense to me because she was so meticulous about like if you go on to like the Wizarding World or whatever, there's articles upon articles about like all the lore and everything connects and makes sense. And then this guy was like, I'm gonna write a book that completely doesn't go with any of that. And she's like, okay,
She's
okay.
like, I haven't written a book in so long. I need a new paycheck recently. She's like,
Yeah.
well, might as well. Which I don't
So I don't consider it canon, but that's just me.
I'm okay
no,
with that.
not canon for sure. But it's like if you did have a time turner, which even in like Prisoner of Azkaban, they're like it's
The,
not that powerful. I
the
swear. I
time
promise.
turners, when you use it, you go back, but then you have to live out normal time, don't you?
Yeah,
That's what
You
I was
can't
just
you can't go
saying.
forward. You can only go back.
it's
Is that
time
right?
Yeah.
turned backer.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
they
yeah,
just go.
yeah.
They just you live through the time, which is why you can't go back to before you were born, right? And you can't like. So what happens when you turn it that many times? Does it just not turn? Do you have to
Well,
re
so do
try it
you get
again?
younger then? Instead
You
of
don't.
going back 3 days, I go back 30 years.
You don't go back younger because they're not younger when they go back. Like they're in their own bodies from when they were left.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, X-Men.
So
Uh,
Becca, after this discussion, what are you gonna watch X3 the
yeah, we're still gonna keep going. In although chronological order is not a good name for it. Okay, here's my thing. Is this movie? I don't like this movie. Okay, right? I don't
that
like
you
it.
will not like The Last Stand at all?
Well, that's because I was a bit confused because minus First Class, both Days of Future Past and Apocalypse were much, much better than I thought they would be because both you and Hannah, although you hadn't watched them in a while, you both would tell me, "Oh, it's terrible movie, terrible movie." And so I was kind of thinking it would be kind of like Star Wars sequels. Like, because I really hated rewatching those. And like Hannah knows how I feel about that. And so I thought it would be like a really awful
So
movie.
you do
But
what
then
I do in every movie. What I do is in attempts to enjoy movies, I in my mind downplay it. I try to lower the bar so that when I go there, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
that's what I'm
So
saying. So
the bar
so
for you had been lowered.
for Days of Future Past and Apocalypse, I think I liked it more than I would have
Apocalypse is
going.
not that good.
Well, that's what I'm saying because I thought it was gonna be terrible and it was just okay. This movie, although I do think it helped, I did think it was gonna be terrible and it was just okay, which is more like
I'm with you
I
though,
just did not
because
love it.
I
I would
for
never
years
watch
have
this
been
again.
telling people how horrible certain X-Men movies were. And when I went back to watch um, X3 or what are we calling this? The Last Stand. This is the other Dark Phoenix one. I remember it being absolutely trash. And I watched it and I was like, okay, I see why they wrote it the way they did and like it made sense. It wasn't a great movie, but I was like, I remember it like when I watched it, a week or two ago, it was better than I remembered it. Still not a great movie, but is that because I had lowered that bar so much?
Probably.
I don't know.
Because Beck and I, we all three of us had a conversation, I don't know when, recently, about um Beck and I remember you always saying Days of Future Past is terrible, and then you're like, nah, I kinda like it.
I
Yeah,
thought it
we
was
were like,
pretty good.
what? Well,
I
before you
wonder
had
if when
rewatched it, you changed your mind, and I was like,
I wonder,
I
yeah, I wonder if when I watched it years ago, I didn't like the direction the story went and I might have poo-pooed it.
well,
I don't know.
listen,
I
Dad,
don't remember saying I didn't like that one because
listen.
after watching First Class and then jumping into the other one, I just liked the way that they tied in like both the past and the future. I thought they did really good. I thought they did really well with the like the historical stuff, um, the costumes even I thought the story came together. It did allow them to just kind of start fresh, which
Me and Hannah both remember you like just absolutely hating this movie for the longest time. And I had a conversation with you when I had watched just First Class and I was about to watch Days of Future Past. And
mhm.
suddenly and you hadn't rewatched it because you told me you hadn't rewatched it. And suddenly you just changed your mind and you were like I was like, did I make it up that you didn't like this movie? Because me and Hannah both remember it and
All
you
right,
hadn't rewatched it.
let's end with this then. The same way we started an hour ago, which is sometimes I forget stuff. And you had to get in and start doing your recap of the movie before I went, "Oh yeah, that is what happened." And like now I was going, what happened in that movie? Why did I not like that? I don't know.
Becca's
So,
recaps are my favorite thing.
yeah, those are the
I
best.
usually forget a good chunk of the middle. I can remember the
Yeah.
beginning, I can remember the end, and then I'm like, not sure
All
what
right.
happens in
Well, I'm
between.
curious to see to hear your thoughts on The Last Stand.
Yeah, we'll get there. There's a few
It's
more.
it'll probably be your favorite because I know how much you like the Juggernaut.
Yep, he's my fave.
So,
Is he's in Last Stand?
yeah.
I
He's
only
not in any of
remember
the
him
other ones.
from Deadpool.
Oh, I only remember him from Gone in 60 Seconds when he played a car thief. slash
I
bad guy. No, he wasn't a
I've
bad
never
guy.
seen
He was
him.
a friend of the good guy. Another
I've
great
never
never
seen
seen
movie.
that
Gone in
movie
60
either.
Seconds.
You have not seen that movie?
Every time
Mm-mm.
I say that, you say that, and you're like,
Okay.
"This is mom's favorite movie,"
Yeah, I'm going to end
or
with
this
the,
and
well,
that and the
let's
other.
talk about that because mom doesn't rewatch movies. She doesn't care to do that stuff, but she will watch Gone in 60 Seconds at the drop of a hat. So has to be good, right?
Next movie night.
She's only got like 3 action movies that she likes.
Yeah, that's one of
What are the
them.
other two?
Gone in 60 Seconds, the Rundown,
Does she like the
and
rundown?
she I don't know. It's the only movie I've ever heard her quote
I,
unprompted.
oh, she doesn't know a lot of
And
quotes.
I'm trying to think of another one she likes. That's it actually. 1 and 2.
You can't get her to watch a Star Wars movie.
No, too scary for her.
She'll stop. She'll like watch the X-Men if I'm watching it and she's like going past the TV and she'll be like, "Oh, hey," you know.
You
But
know,
if I said, "Hey, let's sit down and watch an X-Men movie," she'd be like, "No, thanks."
so we used to have the couch in the basement with the TV, and people would come in, and you'd stand behind the couch and kind of watch, but you wouldn't kind of sit down. That's like the common thing. Like, oh, I'm just watching a little bit, and then you get stuck there and you'd watch the whole thing. Todd is like, you can't. He'll be in passing. He's actively doing something. He'll catch a glimpse of the TV, and it's like a deer in the headlights. Like he can't move. He's just stuck
That's
behind the couch, like watching the show.
We watched we
Hilarious.
watched episode 1 with him the other
oh,
day
you
for the
oh,
first time.
He thought it was really funny.
funny.
Yeah, they were Tamara laughing the whole time.
What is funny about that movie?
Jar Jar Binks they thought was
Yeah.
Jar
hilarious.
Jar Binks. I'm glad now here we are, what, 20, 30 years later? When did like the people, the makers of that movie were praying somebody would think he was funny.
He also
But
thought that like the bad guys, I don't what are they separatists or whatever? He thought that they were hilarious. He was like, "Why are these guys like Chinese?" Like
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Uh,
he thought that was really funny.
they went in the ventilation shaft. Okay,
Yeah.
I have run out of time.
Uh,
So, any last thoughts on this movie or
The
series?
last thing I'll say is I'm gonna here's my final words. I needed more Quicksilver in this movie, and also
Yeah.
stop giving Magneto new helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has at least three helmets in this
See,
series.
my problem with him getting new helmets is that they're supposed to be the old helmets. More than once is he like has a
Well, hold
helmet
on.
saved, and
From the
it's supposed
beginning,
to
what
be
did they
from the
say?
other
They
movie,
go,
and it's not.
somebody made this. Who made the first one?
The Russians,
The
Soviets.
Russians. Yeah. Oh, the Russians made it. Okay. Come on.
That one I actually do think is a good excuse because he was working with a guy who had a psychic
Is it
as a partner. So
adamantium?
I'm like, that's fine. That makes sense to me that he would
Oh,
commission that.
and
Like,
if
give it to
it's
Magneto, whatever, fine. It should stay that same helmet. They get new helmets. They just sand helmet for you. Oh, we got the old helmet. It's in a case somewhere. It's a different old
yeah, it's
helmet.
a
Oh, we
different
got the
helmet.
old helmet. It's in a chest
Yeah.
somewhere. It's a different old helmet.
And why can't he figure out how to make his own? He's got to get these from somebody else.
I feel like they'd be hard to make though.
And what is it made out of? Is it
Magic.
magic? It's magic metal because I just said adamantium. If that were the case, then you couldn't read or control Wolverine, and he'd be winning, right?
I don't.
Anyway,
It's not animated.
all right. Well, it's been a pleasure discussing with you ladies. I've been
Yep.
staring for the majority of the time at this fake beret, Becca.
This is one of the tamest ones that she puts on.
I don't know if you guys were watching how long it took me to pick one at the beginning.
Mm. I've vetoed a couple ones that covered 90% of her face.
Yeah, she doesn't like. Let me see if I can find it.
You vetoed it.
Yeah.
There's
Alrighty.
something that she just doesn't like.
All right, ladies. It's been a pleasure. Until the next time you find a movie worthy of my presence.
Okay. TTFN.
TTFN.
Ta-ta for now.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.